Afternoon, Professor and classmates. My name is Robert Capps. Today we will be discussing Washington crossing the Delaware at Washington Crossing State Park in Pennsylvania. We all know the image. Washington in full glory, standing boldly at the front of a boat, leading his men across the ice-choked Delaware River. It's one of the most iconic visuals in American history, but it's also not what really happened. This is Emanuel Lutz's painting of 1851, not painted in America, but in Germany. Washington stands upright and bold and stoic in the front of a narrow Durham boat during a winter storm. It's risky at best and impossible at worst. The flag shown, it didn't even exist yet. The boats are wrong, and the Delaware crossing isn't even that wide at that point. So I want to rewind and take you back just a few years. Now close your eyes and relax. It's Christmas night, 1776. The temperature is just below freezing. Sleet is falling. The ice is floating on the river. You're a soldier. You haven't eaten a proper meal in days. You're tired. You're shivering. You're standing by a fire. Maybe you're writing a letter to family, or you're trying to warm your hands, or trying to enjoy a stale piece of bread and a chilled cup of coffee. Either way, you're wondering, is this war even worth it? So, let's take you to McConkey's Ferry in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. George Washington planned one of the boldest moves of the Revolution. His goal is to cross the Delaware River, march 9 miles, and strike the Hessians at Trenton by dawn. But how is this even going to happen? The numbers are staggering. There are over 2,400 soldiers, 18 cannons, and 50 horses. You get started at 6 p.m. You're supposed to end by midnight. But everyone lands at 3 a.m., 3 hours behind schedule. Here's some of the quotes from the evening. The floating ice made the labor almost incredible. The night is dark, beyond expression. Another soldier recalled, the wind and the sleet cut our faces like knives. Some cried, but none turned back. Henry Knox. Washington later wrote to John Hancock, praising the troops' fortitude despite the storm. He called the victory a much needed success to raise the spirits of our people. So how should we remember this night? One interpretation sees it as a patriotic myth-making. Another sees the crossing as a gritty moment of desperation that helped turn the tide. Both are true. That's what public history invites us to wrestle with. Today, the site is preserved as the Washington Crossing Historic Park. A visit here brings students face to face with a human reality of revolution through recreations, museum exhibits, and the still churning waters of the Delaware. See, on the night of December 25th, 1776, General George Washington led one of the most daring maneuvers of the American Revolution, the crossing of the Delaware River. This is not a single boat ride, but a series of 3 coordinated crossings planned to launch a surprise attack of the Hessian forces in Trenton, New Jersey. Only Washington's group made it across, however. Among the key figures in this effort were the Marblehead men, experienced mariners from Massachusetts, many of them African Americans and Native American soldiers, led by Colonel John Glover. And their grit helped ferry the army across the river that was swollen with ice and darkness. The conditions were brutal. Soldiers trudged through sleet, mud, and darkness with little food and little rest. But by morning, the Continental Army surprised the Hessians and won a decisive victory, reinvigorating a crumbling cause and turning the tide of the war. In later years, reflecting on this moment, General Washington, and later then President Washington, remarked, "Perseverance and spirit have done wonders in all ages." And it is for that spirit shown in the ice and in the dark and in the boats that this place and its people must be remembered. I want to bring you one last quote from James Madison. He wrote it to Thomas Jefferson on May 27th of 1826. He said, "The example of Washington is a precious treasure to this country. It teaches that no station can be so high and no character so eminent as to dispense the public obligation of truth, virtue, and patriotism." Thank you, and have a good evening.